I have a confession to make, and I want to make it early so we can drop the pretense. I'm not a millionaire. Yes, I just ordered food, but I'm not a millionaire. I do not have my income entirely sorted. I haven't been successful in the relationships I truly cared about. Matter of fact, I just came back from a very hard conversation with a girl. Like, not even an hour has passed. There are days where I wake up, look at the ceiling, and feel a heavy, crushing weight of mediocrity pressing down on my chest. I have not reached the level I want to reach, but I try. I try every day. I go to the gym, I eat healthy when I can. I'm trying to build this channel, this brand, this voice. But if I'm being brutally honest with you, I know I need to do better. Not necessarily more work, not just grinding harder. I mean better. I know I have avoided hard conversations with women I liked, paralyzed by a fear of rejection only to watch someone else take that chance and succeed. I know I have skipped days on my fitness when I was too tired, knowing full well that tired was just a word for unmotivated. For the longest time, I avoided asking myself why. I avoided the hard questions because I was afraid of the answers. I built a fortress of distraction, like video games, scrolling, busy work, just to keep those questions out. Whatever I just confessed was hard to say. I'm effectively putting my flaws in public for strangers to judge. But I'm willing to do that because I don't want to be a creator who stands on a pedestal and preaches down to you. I want to be a friend who sits beside you at the fire. I want this video to be a game changer for you. So, for the next 10 minutes, I need you to trust me. We are going to ask 5 uncomfortable questions. They might hurt, they might want to make you click away because they poke at a wound you have been ignoring. But we are going to do this together. The first question is the foundation. If you don't answer this honestly, nothing else matters. You might as well just click off now. Ask yourself, why is my life at this specific stage right now? And before you answer, I want you to pause. The instant biological reaction is to look outward. It is a defense mechanism. You might give an excuse that it's the economy, it's my parents, it's my bad luck, it's the modern dating market, and countless others. And look, I will grant you that. The economy is rough, the dating market is chaotic, but those are the winds, they are not the ship. While those things might be true, they are not the whole truth. I want you to look at your own bank account, look at the state of your room, look at your daily screen time. How many of your current circumstances are a direct result of the micro choices you made over the last 3 years? The choice to sleep in, the choice to not send that email, the choice to avoid that uncomfortable conversation. These aren't tragedies, they are tiny, silent decisions you take every passing day. But they compound. People think that compounding only happens upwards, but they are wrong. If you start drinking today, then you drink tomorrow, then you become a drunkard, then this is a downward compounding. But if you start working out today, then again tomorrow, and then you do that for a year, it will be an upward compounding. There is a difference between fault and responsibility. It might not be your fault that the world is difficult, but it is entirely your responsibility to navigate it. If you're standing in a pit, it doesn't matter who dug it. It only matters who is going to climb out. Sit with that. It's heavy, it's supposed to be heavy, but you need to feel the weight of your own agency before you can set it down. So ask yourself, why is my life at this specific stage right now? Now that we know why we are here, we have to ask the question we usually numb ourselves towards. How do I actually feel about it? This sounds simple. You might say, I feel bad. Well, obviously, you feel bad. But I want you to go deeper. We live in an age of anesthesia. We have infinite entertainment, infinite food, and infinite scrolling. We use these things to sedate ourselves so we don't have to feel the sting of our own reality. I need you to let the anesthesia wear off for a moment. Think about your life in 5 domains, and I want you to identify the physical sensation associated with them. The first is health. Do you feel strong and capable, or do you feel lethargic, heavy, and slow? Second is relationships. Do you feel understood and seen, or do you feel a cold isolation even when you are in a room full of people? Third is your job. Do you feel purposeful, or do you feel the Sunday night dread, that tightening in your stomach knowing well that you have to sell your time for another week? Fourth is the hustle. Are you building something that's yours, or are you building someone else's dream? Fifth is the mental. Is your mind a sanctuary, or is it a war zone of anxiety? Don't rush this. If you feel sadness, let it be sad. Cry if you have to. If you feel anger, then let it burn. Anger is a powerful fuel if you don't let it consume you. You cannot heal a wound you refuse to look at. You cannot change a reality you refuse to feel. I am right here with you. It's okay to admit that it hurts. Now we go into the psychology. If you are unhappy with where you are and you know why you are there, what does this say about you as a person? Ask yourself that question. What does this say about you as a person? This is the question that keeps us awake at 3 a.m. Does it say that you are lazy? Does it say that you are a coward? Does it say that you are incapable of love? Often, we self-sabotage because we are trying to protect our ego. This is the potential trap. If you try your hardest and fail, it proves you weren't good enough. That is terrifying. But if you don't try, if you procrastinate, then you can always say, well, I could have done it if I tried. For me, it said that I was vain. I realized that I wasn't taking risks because I was terrified of looking stupid. I cared more about looking cool and composed than I cared about actually succeeding. That trait, that vanity, was holding the pen of my life's story. Embarrassment is an underexplored emotion. Go out there and make a fool of yourself. And then ask yourself, what is the trait that is dictating your life right now? Identify it. Is it fear? Is it perfectionism? Is it self-pity? Perhaps arrogance? You have to name the monster. Only when you know its name can you actually attempt to slay it. We have spent enough time in the dark. Now, I want you to close your eyes for a second. Ask yourself, what would better actually look like for me? And I don't mean I want to be rich. That's too vague. Vague goals produce vague results. I want you to visualize the mundane details. If you had the health you wanted, what does it feel like to walk up a flight of stairs? What does your shirt feel like against your chest? If you had the relationship you wanted, what are you doing on a Tuesday evening? What are you talking about? How does she look at you? If you had the work you wanted, what is the first thing you do when you sit down at your desk? You need to feel this desire deeply. Most men today are disconnected from their own desire. We are taught to be grateful for scraps. We take what we are given. I want you to allow yourself the audacity to want more. Let that image burn into your mind. That version of you exists. He is waiting for you to catch up. And here is the final question. The one that bridges the gap between where you are and where you want to be. If nothing was stopping me, if I had zero fear of failure or judgment, what would I do tomorrow to achieve that desire? We all fear something, and that fear is the invisible wall in your room. But usually that fear is a ghost. We fear judgment from people whose opinions don't pay our bills. We fear failure even though failure is the only way to learn. But for a moment, imagine that the fear is gone. Imagine that you're invincible to embarrassment. What is the clear logical step? Think about it. Would you quit that job? Would you text that person? Would you sign up for that boxing class? Would you finally pick up the camera? In all the realms where you feel pain, which is health, wealth and love, I want you to write down the exact step you would take if you were brave. Because the truth is, the only thing stopping you is the story you tell yourself about why you can't. So let's quickly summarize all the questions. First, we understood where we are right now. Then, we took accountability by asking ourselves, how do I feel about where I am? Then, we explored what was holding us back. After realizing the downside, we visualized the upside by asking, what would better look like? And finally, we removed the downside and took action by asking ourselves, if nothing was stopping me, what would I do? There we are, friend. We made it. If you answered these questions honestly, you are not the same person who clicked on this video 10 minutes ago. You have awareness now. And the tricky thing about awareness is that it cannot be unlearned. You can't go back to being blind. You can only choose to ignore what you now see. Answering this question started with uneasiness, I know. But I hope that with each answer, the heavy fog in your mind started to lift. It would be a tragedy to close this video and go back to sleep. Comfort kills and change is difficult. But I know that you are ready. I want us to start a different kind of thread in the comments today. I want you to comment one desire you identified in question 4 and one action you are going to take from question 5. Let's make the comment section a manifesto of who we are becoming. I like to see you down there, but I love to see you at the higher echelons of human capabilities. Thank you for watching. Take care.